All right, so we just wrapped up what it takes just for your resume. That's technically one whole piece of chunk that is going to be life changing for you. How your resume looks is going to bring in the right eyes, and the right eyes will bring in the right phone calls or emails or text messages to you, which will help you make the right choice for your career. Now, next, let's focus on not only how you look on paper, but what are you going to talk about when they call you? Or, more importantly, what are they looking when they find you or they look you up? What will they find? This is not the training where I'm going to tell you, hey, you need to make sure you clean up your social media. I mean, you might want to if you're out there doing certain things that you don't want to be found. But, and side note, I actually heard a CEO of a company that has a lot of employees, to say it like that, and they hire and do service all across the world. But on top of that, they are in Inc. magazine, they're in Forbes, they're out there. I heard the CEO tell me directly that, and I was just kind of shocked. Hope that they're not watching this, but truth is, I felt like it was kind of interesting. So if you're in a role where you have to be interfacing, you're remote and you have to be interfacing with other people, you have to network, you have to use your network is valuable. He said he wouldn't hire anyone unless they had more than 1,000 people in their connections. I was like, what if they just created a LinkedIn just now to create a job? Well, if they're in sales, then you know if they're not networking on their own, they're probably not going to network for me. So with that being said, I'm going to give you some things to do later on in this training to help you quickly expand your network. You don't want fluff. You don't want the bad folks out there. I'm going to help you get quality quickly with this strategy. So just make sure you stay tuned. All right. So now we have the resume situated. Let's focus on what they're going to find. So number 2 of this big training. Number 1 was resume. Number 2 is activate your inner authority. Practically every industry can have a person who is considered knowledgeable or an authority in their field. You probably have somebody at your job right now that you trust or other people trust to give direction of some of the toughest tasks. They call them the go-to people. You're probably thinking, how does that relate to what I can talk about or what I can relate to online or anything? Like, how does that relate to what they will find when they search me? Well, it does. When you become an authority, or more so, and that doesn't mean you have to go get some certification or something like that. I mean, you can if you want. It can help. I mean, it wouldn't hurt you, but you can simply look. If what you do is talked about in the news, you can be in the conversation on a regular basis. If what you do is constantly changing or evolving based on the industry or certain technology, you can stay in the know about what that is. If what you're doing has nothing, if you don't think it has anything to do with anything, you're probably wrong. I'm just being honest. There's probably something that your industry is related to that you can actually talk about. Automation, robots. You can talk about the way stocks are changing if you are in finance. You can talk, if you're not in finance, if you're in healthcare, you can talk about how anything is affecting people who are coming or overflowing the emergency rooms. There's so many different things that you can do. Do not limit yourself based on that. So something else that you can do is create a LinkedIn profile. I know we've talked about that before, but create a LinkedIn profile and begin sharing. You don't have to even create content. You don't have to go up there, on Facebook, like, what do I say? You don't have to actually say anything if you don't want. You can actually just focus on sharing other people's content. Go to your jobs page, because they probably have a page up there, or their competition, or the people that you want to work for, and start sharing articles that they share. That's a good way to start. And then follow those pages that they follow. and start on your own, get ahead of the conversation and start sharing